All right, well, hey, Whiskey Bacon, I'm Dan, aka Whiskey Beard. I'm here today with Jason Statari.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God, awesome.
Yep.
We're here at the gorgeous Shawnee, what's the full name?
Shawnee Inn and Golf Resort.
Shawnee Inn and Golf Resort today. We're going to learn a little bit about the brewery and the farm here and sort of the whole resort and everything that they do. So where to start? How did Shawnee come into existence?
Shawnee celebrated its 100th year anniversary last year.
Right.
Very, very special place. Started by, built by a very interesting and very smart man named C.C. Worthington. We had a really great time last year celebrating our 100th year anniversary. So the inn and the property here is now 101 years old as we stand here in 2012.
Very cool, very cool. And you talked about the fact that you have a farm here now, with the goal being if you've got a resort, why not sort of source your own food instead of having to buy it elsewhere? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, definitely. We're blessed to be in a very great location here. We're in this very pristine valley, right on the banks of the Delaware River, surrounded by national and state forests. Pristine valley, like I said. So a part of our embracing the natural surrounding here is to figure, let's utilize the land for what it let's get from it what we can, and kind of embracing the natural surrounding here. One of those initiatives to come up, to show that philosophy was starting the farm here that's right behind us, the Great Shawnee Farm, as we call it. The farm is about 3 years old in existence. It grows a little bit every year. It's about 1.5 acres now. All the produce and the harvest from the farm goes into our restaurants here on the property, and also goes into our farmers market, which we have on Tuesday nights throughout the warmer months of the year. Very
cool. And so tell us a little bit about the rest of the resort. So what else is out here as well?
Definitely. The Shawnee Inn is a full service resort. We're actually standing right in the middle of our golf course right now. There's golf balls flying all over the place. And the golf course is really special because it's actually on an island. We're on an island as well.
You mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
Yep. The Delaware River splits. It forms this 250-acre island, and that's where our golf course is.
And you talked about earlier the bridge to get here. You actually have to take the bridge down and put it back up. Tell me about that.
Yes, definitely. When the golf course was originally built on this island, they had a method for putting up this bridge to get onto the island and taking it down every year. You can't leave it up all year because in the wintertime, if you get any big ice flows that come by, it might take it out. So every end of March, beginning of April, we put this bridge up. Around Thanksgiving time, we take it back down for the winter. We use the same techniques that they did 100 years ago when this was built. It's not the same wood, of course, but we use a lot of the same techniques to put the bridge up and to take it down. Very cool.
And so tell us a little bit else about the brewery. I know you talk about you have bees here, like you put honey from your bees that are here in the brewery. So tell us about that as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's another one of our initiatives here to utilizing the land the best that we can. We keep several beehives on the property. We've got about 5 or 6 actually here in Shawnee, and we've got another 20 or so right up the road at another property. But it's really a great thing because the bees need something to forage on. So they've got a lot of the flowers, the crops and things that they have here. So they come and they pollinate a lot of the things that we have growing out here. Which then they take, that helps the plants, and then they take that back and they go back to their hives and they make lots of great honey. It's just kind of completes the whole circle. Having the bees is good for our plants. Having the plants is good for the bees, and having the things that the bees produce is good for our recipes. So it's kind of a really interesting thing.
And so with the beer, sort of what sets you guys apart? What are some of the different type of beers that you guys have been experimenting with and playing with?
Definitely, we in the brewery itself, we focus on kind of traditional recipes and embracing recipes that have been created for over centuries and centuries. We draw a lot of influence from Belgium, we draw a lot of influence from England, places that have been making really great beer for a long, long time. And our idea was, look, we're not going to come out here and wow you with kind of newfangled beer. We're not going to create recipes and show you how creative we can get. What we want to wow you with is our ability to look at these original recipes and to recreate them as best as we possibly can, and to blow you away with how well we've honored the traditions of beer making.
Gotcha. Well, it sounds like that's sort of the overall theme here is we're not going to do anything crazy. We're going to do what we do well, but sort of keep it in mind with the history of it. The bridge that from 100 years ago, you're still putting it up and putting it down. You've got a farm, and the idea of sort of farm to table, it's here and then it's over there in your resort, and the same with the beer. So I really like what you guys are doing on here. So,
awesome. Well, I thank you for saying that. And if I had to sum up our philosophy here on the property and really for the brewery, it's true to nature, true to the craft. That little motto just kind of guides all of our decisions. True to nature is, as I mentioned before, we're blessed with this beautiful natural surrounding. So we like to do things like grow our own produce, have our bees produce our own honey, use the very best ingredients that we possibly can for our restaurants and for our beer. Also, true to the craft is honoring the traditions of beer making like we do, using traditional recipes, using traditional methods for making beer. Also, what it means to us is supporting other local craftspeople every step of the way.
Gotcha.
Shawnee is in the surrounding areas, we have a lot of really local talented craftspeople. We have great artists. We have a blacksmith that lives in our town.
Oh, wow.
We have very great carpenters. So any chance that we have to use the success of our businesses to support other local craftspeople, we certainly love to do so.
That is very cool. Well, we're going to take a trip around, take a tour and look around, see some of the farm and the brewery and everything, but thank you very much, all right?
Thanks a lot, Dan.
All right.